friends, here we go. It's a little bit of a terrible screen grab here, Kraai. Yeah, you need to fix this, bud. So I'm gonna move it over, Grover, just so you can see face of Bernard Dompf. Let's just put it right there. I thought I had it right. I guess I did. So we're doing the grad show. I was sick last week, so this is like a makeup show. That is what is happening right now. And we also had Bernard wanted me to cover his business because in a previous grad show I wasn't able to. There was the game wasn't published or something like that. So we're just going to take a look. The man is working. He's at a very high cohort. You can see here, basically since August, he's been on it. So very impressive. In fact, we can pop him out there. Very nice. And he's graduating quite a lot too. All right, the first thing we're noticing is that his USCF is significantly lower, basically inactive. And the biggest problem, maybe the biggest takeaway he should get, is that 2100chess.com is both a meaningless metric and it's a worse, terrible place to be. Meaningless because we've run the stats. We're going to actually come out with our conversion, I think, in the maybe next couple days. And also, I did a whole video on this called the 2100 Trap. You're playing cheaters at that level, and you're playing quick games, and it's not good for your own progress. So, there it is. That's the problem you're at, Bernard. But we are going to take a look at some of your business here. So, he's got this game here. Let's take a look at the time graph. Something is wrong from move 20. They both stopped thinking, but this is a longer game. So, and this is, he wrote me. He wrote me on the Discord saying I spent 2.5 hours using his time. So here's an interesting thing that's very common at the Queen's Gambit generation of players is he's not ever really done any thinking, right? So the amount of progress he can make by thinking, it's real. It's very real. So again, if you haven't thought before, it might seem dumb. You might be like, I played a lot of online chess and stuff. But if you haven't thought deeply, practiced it, it's a whole area of chess, the most important area of chess improvement for you. Because chess is about thinking. Sounds prosaic, but that's what it is. Okay, fine so far. Fine. And boom. Yeah. I think I'm not too familiar with this, but I think this bishop c4 was probably a mild mistake. Now you're doing great. And this is honestly the kind of crud that you're going to get in an online game. Both sides haven't started thinking yet. This move is fine. Good that you thought. Good. And you castle. We could talk about bishop g4, of course. Yeah. Okay. So white is in a bad way. Saying maybe bishop c2. Bishop c2, you maybe, but you have bishop. In general, he wants to keep the king in the center. So this is a typical mistake to castle when it might be not necessary. It's a very unpleasant position for white. Okay, bishop f5. And he likes this move. I guess I'm with it too. One of the things that's impressive is he could have gone after the pawn with like bishop g4, and that's a very nice position too, but instead of going after the pawn, he's going after domination of the white position. All right, so here we go. Knight here, here. Rook e1 may be a mistake. So rook e1 is solely concerned with his pawn instead of fixing his business, right? But his pawn's protected. This looks good. This looks good. Now knight e5. I'm certain rook ac8 was also a very nice position, but this, of course, looks amazing. And I guess we're already winning here. Very nice play. Okay. Good. And then maybe a bummer for white is he might have thought that this was available, but then b5 happens. And that's a resigns, honestly. That's a resigns move. Bishop h6. Knight c1. And now he is done. The game's over. So I kept the time open, and here it's totally okay that the time graph goes like this. And in fact, if we were playing a real game or a non-online game, I think we would expect the person to resign here, honestly, right? So, unfortunately, the chess bras say you should never resign. Nah, maybe you should sometimes. Maybe you should. Okay, so good game and good annotation. And, you know, maybe, Bernard, something for you to consider here is it's not absolutely necessary for you to play OTB. It is necessary for you to play longer games, though. I know a lot of players who are coming up like you who have just, you know, they've gotten very good, aren't used to playing OTB, and there's reservations. So playing in the dojo round robins is a great opportunity. And something you should feel encouraged by is if you can force yourself to play longer games and annotate them, then there's every reason to hope that you can have very big progress, right? Simply because you've gotten this far without really learning how to think, right? And I say that not to be disparaging, but just because you haven't done it yet, right? So this is a whole area of growth for you. By it, I mean playing longer games, annotating them. So well done. There was another guy named Seth, and he wrote me to say, hey, can you cover me? But his Discord name, I guess, is different than the game in the dojo, so I couldn't find it. All right, so we're gonna do the grad show again. This is a makeup show. You know what? I really blew it though. I really blew it. I was supposed to mark that game as reviewed, or else he's not gonna see it. So hold on. Let me just mark that quickly as reviewed here. That guy's name was Bernard Omf. Bernard Omf. Bernard. So yeah, I'm not, okay, so I missed last Wednesday because I was feeling pretty ill. I'm still a little snotty, okay? Still a little snotty. But I think I can make it today. I might take a break at some point. All right, here we go. Anpan says, I never really understood the concept of the patterns I need to memorize, and maybe I still don't. But I'm beginning to look at shapes around a king I'm trying to mate, and my board vision has improved a lot. In like a week, I'm already plus 200 rating without many games played. I haven't played a classic game yet. I'm open to a rapid being looked at if it has to be sooner rather than later. Let's go check out Anpan. And Anpan will give him a follow. Just learning, beautiful stuff. Look at that guy's growth. Boom, flying. So he's already ready to graduate again. Got some reasonable tactics scores up there too. What we want to say is, or want to look, he doesn't have any games up. That's fine. You're ready to graduate again. I would definitely recommend you playing some longer games. And we'll take a look on the next grad show. All right, next up we got Shanks. High Chess Champion Play. Shank says, a big part of my improvement came from the Discord study lounge and the dojo community. Getting my games reviewed and hearing different ideas really sharpened my thinking. On top of that, having 2 weeks to play a high volume of games helped everything click and ultimately led to my graduation. Beautiful. He also did a lot of work, so it's a very hard-earned graduation. This rating graph is a little confusing to me. It looks, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this rating graph. Okay, so I have followed this person already, meaning that I've looked at his graduation before. You can see he's working quite a bit. Any clubs here? No. Games? No games. Okay, so let's continue. Congratulations. Next up we have TH. Now I just want to say, actually, wait a second. It's very weird. So we're going to look at Shanks again, because it says here 35 games annotated, but I go games and I don't see no games. So maybe he didn't publish them or something. I don't know. This thing on the right with games annotated is mostly for my benefit when I do the grad show, just to see, like, oh, am I looking at somebody who has annotated games or not? Next up, we got TH. Really enjoy the structure and variety of the weekly schedule. Instead of reading one book from cover to cover, we switch between different topics with specific goals, like reaching a certain chapter, completing an exercise, or hitting a target score. Great. Started playing chess in 2025 and became passionate about deepening my analytical skills as a player. I really enjoy the challenge of constantly improving my pattern recognition. Training on my road bike. Okay, cool. I used to do a lot of biking. I was never built as a biker, but I really enjoyed doing distance riding. So, TH, you're doing great. I got in a bad wreck, so that kind of dissuaded me. I think that's going to happen to any bicycle rider. Okay, so they are doing amazing. And let's just see, any clubs over here? The Belgian Dojo, great. Looks like he's got an e-board going as well. And we got a recent game here. Let's we'll mark it as reviewed. And now, it's a quick game, but his opponent wasn't thinking. Let's get into it. So this is generally considered poor for black because even though they say that developing the queen is not a good thing in the opening, this queen is kind of hard to knock where she's at. Good move by black to stop your knight. Fine. Poor, not developing. Castles, you could have also played ED. Bishop b4, hanging the piece. Thank you very much. Yeah, queen d4 is better. Good. And now, let's just say with this going on, very common and for a way for you to get to the next level. They're giving you free stuff. They're not thinking. They're not developing. Those are the three things you need. And this guy's showing you in a matter of 11 moves exactly what it means to be rated 632. Okay, that's what it means. So thank you very much. They could have also at least tried queen f6. You take. You say thank you. Great move. And he just ends it. Beautiful. Well done. So that was TH. He's doing great. I suspect TH will graduate again soon. He has all of the things that I need to see for the under 1,000 cohorts. Alan Stoney, I've seen him before, and he's way up there. Look at that. So he's ready to graduate again. Tactics level pretty high. Clubs, nothing. Games. Okay. All right, here we go. This is a little kid. He's playing a little kid. All right, little girl. So what are we looking at here? It's a 50. I guess this might be a OTB game. good moves by both sides so far. Usually you play h6 first, but we're not going to talk about that. Good. Knight takes d5. Okay, so here we go. It's getting spicy. This woman, she's putting some good moves in. So, knight f6, I mean, maybe it works for her, but the issue is she's developing your queen. Queen c2. And she's not developing. Okay, now bishop e6. Now, I just want to... Okay, good. I just want to say I'm a little nervous about this because you're allowing... There's this question. This is a very high-level game, honestly. This move does not look right because it's not developing. So white is obsessed with pawns. And I don't want you to take. I wonder if you had a better move. Now she's better. I don't like this move. I don't like this move. She's developing, and now this move makes no sense to me. Excuse me. I don't like that move. I wanted you to play here. Okay. She's really interested in pawns. Okay. Yeah, this would be a draw in here. This is very high level for this rating. A very high level, dude. Very high level. Okay. So you shouldn't feel bad about this, honestly. You really shouldn't. This was a high level game on her part with very few inaccuracies, dude. Oh man, these kids are scary, dude. Wow. So I felt you were fine. Honestly, okay, let me put it this way. The mistakes, if I'm going to call them that, are so minor at this level that I don't think you should be concerned about it. What I mean is they would be mistakes that we'd be talking about if you were 1800, 1900. Whereas for where you are right now, no, you're doing fine. This is not, don't even worry about it. Good annotations. Don't worry about that one, Alan. That kid was the... You're going to be playing players who are not going to be that good. And her level of accuracy was just so high that, you know, I'd be worried playing her. But all right, so let's move on. Alan, put that game behind you. You're going to have different games here, which are going to be more representative of this cohort you're in. Pizza Bone says, the focus of the program on longer classical that give you time to think and then going back through them has made a huge difference in only a few weeks for my rating and how I see the game. I was hesitant about playing longer games and annotating them, but I'm really enjoying both. The community has been great for connecting with others and getting feedback and playing games with like-minded improvers. Something to say about that actually is, you know, this whole thing, whether it's chess or something else, if there's something that's difficult for you, and for so many players of this generation, playing longer games and then looking at them is precisely the difficult thing. If there's something difficult for you and you work through it, well, you're going to make amazing improvement. Excuse me. I'm going to take a break in a sec. Wait a second. Oh, I blew it. Hold on. Okay, good. So let's go Pizza Bones. Open a new link. Late 30s dad. Okay. Growing chess obsession. So you can see he's working really hard. Just started 564. Oh, he's going to graduate again soon. All right. So, clubs. Charlotte Dojo lifting heavy things. I did that video, you guys. This is the most overrepresented club when it comes to graduation. He's got loads of games. Now, I really wish we had one that was just my games here, but I think this is a good start right here. All right, we'll mark this as reviewed. Someone from the dojo, time zone difference, all this stuff. And let's just say the obvious. This person he's playing wasn't thinking. All right. So, fine. A little weird. And now you played f3. And you could have given him the Irish pawn structure here. So this is mostly poor because you're not developing. All right, now he goes for it, and this is a blunder. He's not thinking. Now, with that discovery, you're winning a piece. Very important. It's not knight trades. You're winning a piece now. Because the pawn on d6 is no longer protecting. So yeah, this is something we should be aware of. You are playing passively. This is not the greatest move because it was a pinned piece. And now he's going to whack you. Now, you don't like bishop e2 that much, but honestly, you're in a little trouble. Yeah, that's poor. Losing time. Trying to mate you, but there's a pawn on f3 already. v3. No, I don't like it. Now, I think they could at least try queen e6 to mess with you here. And now they definitely want to play queen e6. They miss it. I thought your idea of b3, by the way, was to put the bishop there to knock the queen away. So I don't know why we didn't do that. You could have also just played bishop f1. So wait a second, the guy left or something? He abandoned the game? Oh, man. So, let me just say, I mentioned this already. To make 1250, and you're going to see it in these chumps you're playing, you need to not hang pieces. I thought you did fine there. You need to use your time. You did fine. You need to develop your coconuts. And so developing your coconuts was the one thing that was not well done in this game. And well, really also, number one, you could have won his piece there on c5. Okay, well done, Pizza Bones. And now we're going to go to Maxwell. Maxwell doesn't tell us anything. Let's go give him a look. I got myself a new internet connection coming on Wednesday. I got the glass, my friends. Do I feel cool because I call it glass? I feel very cool. So this is Maxwell. He makes stuff with his friends. And it doesn't tell us too much. I think he has one game listed. Something in the way. All right, this is a little old, but we'll take a look. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not enough. So for an annotation, we want a little bit more than that, Maxwell. I understand it's very hard to do it the first time. I will definitely take a look at some of your games if, I don't know why I marked as reviewed, when you annotate them. Okay, next up, Gab. And Gab is a serial offender here at the dojo, just graduating all the time. My guess is Gab isn't logging all of their stuff all the time. In the clubs in New York City, great. Gab, I wish you would tell us something about yourself, you know? Tell us something about yourself. I might have already gone over this game. Yeah, I reviewed this game. So Gab, we need some new games. Tell us something about yourself. And this is very impressive, Blue Guitar Gambit. Let's hear what he says, and I have maybe some thoughts. Blue Guitar said, glad to be moving up. I'm going to start lengthening my deep work sessions and trying to be more disciplined in how I play. Lots to work on. Grateful from the support from a small but important cadre of dojo members that keep me honest with reviews, but also with tons of encouragement. So Blue Guitar Gambit is very impressive to me because I remember he has been working hard. I remember there was a previous cohort where I think he was stuck for a while, and so this is very impressive that he's doing it. And you can see with 116 points of work, wasn't easy. You know, I did this video just came out about the 1001 tactics books. One is called 1001 Tactics for Beginners, and like Blue Guitar Gambit is not a beginner. Gab is not a beginner, but those problems are too hard for those guys, man. You know? So I think, you're already here. Gab and Blue Guitar, they're established players, dude, and they're working hard. Blue Guitar has put a lot of work into this. Okay, retired engineer from Dallas. He's going to chill out about heat maps and such. But his heat map, I want to stress, is not very chill. The man is working. The man is working. And not only that, his wife still loves him. That's the biggest accomplishment. A lot of times you study chess and the wife might not love you anymore. You know? We've all seen that before. We've all seen that. Okay, so is he in a Dallas club or something? Lifting heavy things. It comes up again and again, my friends. Again and again. I think it'd be really cool if he played in some senior tournaments, 65 plus. I bet Texas has a 65 plus championship. That would be amazing. And he hasn't done any OTB yet. He's got loads of games here, really good. So let's go look. So this is against a rando. And look at that. So this is very typical. The rando, as you can see, isn't thinking. All right, here we go. Now, one thing is we should say we want him, Blue Guitar, to now have, especially now that he's up to 800, to move to the 30. Actually, it is. I was going to say 30 plus 30, but no. Yeah, of course. Excuse me. We want him to be playing something like 30 plus 30. So poor moves by his opponent. The taking on d5 gave black a center pawn and gave black the c6 square for their knight. And you took, which I think is fine. That's a terrible move. Good move. I want to say I'm very impressed with the move e6. A lot of players would intuitively play e5, but it just works so well to have your pawns killing this bishop here. Poor move, not developing. Fine. Fine. Good. 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 Great move. Poor, not developing. Thank you. Interesting move. Yeah. Now, his opponent, or Stockfish, found an interesting tactic here that would have been a bummer indeed. Looking at this guy. Oh, man, that would have sucked. So luckily, though, we're going to say it looks beautiful. The only problem is that bishop c3 idea, which is next level to see it. So your opponent definitely didn't see it. Look, your opponent thought only 20 seconds. Check to the miserable king. Thank you very much. And now he trades queens like a fool. And now you got it all. You've got it all. We just need to put him away here. Yeah, no rush. You know, you write about d4, and d4 is a fine move, but we have no rush here. No rush. Good move. Good move. Yeah, beautiful chess. Yeah. Oh, I like that a lot, what you're doing. That one I don't like, it's true. But you're still killing him. That was weird, rook a4. King e6, please, okay. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? That was unnecessary. You might still be winning, but all this was unnecessary. Very good. And I like what you said here. Way more exciting than it needed to be. And one thing is to say here, right, is one of the paths for you, especially to get past 1250 ChessCom, is to say to yourself, I'm going to have a lot of these games where I'm up a piece and then I need to convert, right, effectively without any danger. And you did a lot of moves fine. But the stuff with like taking on A3 and all that, what are we doing, buddy? What are we doing? Hi, Alex Gustafson. Yeah, good time, buddy. It's been a long time. I want to hear how's the training going, dude. Alex had a gym. He's one of the key members of the Lifting Heavy Club, but we haven't seen him in a while. So I want to know. I want to know how it's going for his gym life. All right, we got Barry coming up here. I think I'll take a break when we get to the couple more here. So Barry's got 2 games. We're just click this. Oh shit. Over here, Barry, open link. All right. So he's got 2 kids, an older dude like me. Yep. Newcastle on Tyne. All right, beautiful. He's running and cycling and chess. Beautiful stuff. 11:15. Oh, yeah. He's doing great. Now, he's actually in the wrong cohort, so he can graduate again. Maybe that just happened after he submitted his graduation. So we might see him next week, too. Senior chess, Barry, you got it going on. You could do it. All right, here we go. These all look like online games. We would want him to start thinking. We're at the point where we want to start thinking about OTB. One of the reasons we want to start thinking is your opponents here aren't thinking. They aren't thinking at all. So it's not real in that sense. All right, poor. Thank you very much. Poor, not thinking. And now H3. Okay. Okay, I would have definitely wanted to take the free tempo with D4. Okay, there you take it. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. Just, no, okay. I want you to push past, actually, because now he could have played G5. Now he gives your bishop a nice snug home, and look, what is he doing? Not developing. Queen B3, fine. I don't know why we're not taking this guy. Terrible. Thank you. Oh, and thank you for... Oh, okay. So this is very important. Like I told the last guy, just trade off, dude. Your whole job here is when you win something like this, just consolidate. Trade it down, right? Trade it down. Oh no, Alex has started homeschooling. Oh, I had to shut down the gym. Training mostly just rowing, machine and dumbbells. Maintenance mode. I don't know how vent you do it. I don't know how vent you, especially not this week, man. I got that sickness was upon me. I got back from some Murph training this morning. I was just brutalized, dude. I was running and burpees and lunges and pull-ups, dude. I had to take a nap, dude. I had to take a nap. So I don't know. I'm a little bit in maintenance mode myself. Okay. Why do you trade down? Okay, why do you trade down? This is important. Because the ratio of your advantage goes up. Imagine you're up 3 points and you got like 21 points to 18 because you're up a piece like you are here. The more you trade down, the more that ratio is going to go from like 7 to 6 to 2 to 1. Closer it gets to 2 to 1, the more easily manageable it is. So that ain't good. But of course you're winning this. Uh-oh, this is starting to scare me. Good move. Good. Let's trade now. Let's trade it, dude. Thank you very much. Fine. Fine. He's not doing nothing. Good. Okay. Good. That's what I'm talking about. Now, he could have messed with your head pretty good here with rook f3. The good news is his bishop is hanging at the end of it all. Trade it, thank you very much. Oh, free bishop. There we go. Goodbye. Now, you do want to be a little careful about a stalemate, but he resigns. All right, well done. That was a good game. I think you're doing great, buddy. You're doing great. Your opponent's not thinking. Remember, keys to 1250 ChessCom, 1000 Dojo. Take the free stuff. Use your time. This guy's not using his time, right? And develop. Mostly great, dude. And then, you know, this learning how to consolidate your advantage is something you can work on, but you're doing amazing. Okay, so Gonzalo was in chess party at Stockholm. That sounded like a good thing. No, I was not there. Kostya was there representing the dojo. All right, next up we have Aman. Let's call him Aman. He just started. He's doing great. Started in the dojo, that is. Okay, so doing amazing. Got a pretty high tactics rating. And we got at least a couple games in here. All right. Now, one of the things I want you to see is as we go up, we'll start seeing OTB games. This one's interesting for Aman because it's his first one. And he's playing in Dutchland. KNSB means Dutch. You can do your times here. I very much encourage you to do so. What that means is you'd have to do it manually. Okay, fine. Okay, so I like what you're saying about the tempo. So he's concerned that white gets a tempo here, and it's kind of true. So okay, don't give him the tempo. Whoa, it's a little fancy. Now this looks like a tactical error because white could have thrown this one in and won a pawn. But he doesn't see it. This one scares the bejesus out of me because you're allowing rook e1. By the way, you can always gain a tempo, that same tempo with queen d3 if he wants it. Poor move, not developing. Castle's very ambitious. And now let's sink it in here, bud. You did that first. This move's interesting. It suggests you're going to wail on him, but I don't think you got any wails. Good. Poor. Good. Poor. Knight's not doing anything there. He should have tried to sink it himself. Good move. He must block you up here. Poor move. Fancy. With a move like queen g6, you should tell us why you like it so much. Okay. King g2. I think we got to talk about g4, right? Yeah. Check to the miserable king. There we go, buddy. So timestamps would have helped. And one of the things I want to say I like about the way you played is you don't know anything about the opening. You're just developing your pieces. And honestly, that's all you got to do. All you got to do. So well done. I think we're going to see you probably again soon, Aman. Yeah. And it looks like, yeah, you're just going straight up. It'd be great to link your new Dutch rating over here, too. All right. Next up, we have Beernat. Natural beer? I don't know. Let's give him a follow. He doesn't say much. Anything at clubs? He's in the Adult Improver Dojo. Any games? No games. So Beernat, we want some log in some work, some games from you. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Yeah, you're doing all right. Aman is here. Nice. All right. Now we got William. He's got 4 games. At least that's what the algo says. We're working on making this right. 23-year-old from Montreal. And I want to say I've spent some good time in Canada, but I've never been to Montreal. So that's on my bucket list. There's been a lot of tournaments out in Alberta I've gone to. I've been to Vancouver, you know, so I got to get out to Montreal. Okay, Now, William, it's very important to say here, this is not it. I have a feeling you thought we were in the next cohort here, something wrong. Anyways, I'd love to look at your business, but you're not in the right cohort yet. Nice, Oxy. Good to hear. Next up, we have Amon. Oh, wait, excuse me. Beatpie. Beatpie says, I had to take intermittent breaks with work, so I haven't been keeping track of much of my activity. I finished all of the reading and assigned books for the cohort. Completed logical chess, and I'm going through a second time and saw a first book of Morphe recommendation for the cohort, which I started. Really working on visualizing puzzles through to completion before answering. In games, I'm working on trying to make plans and to find ways to execute them and really try to keep the initiative when able. Also, I'm trying to write down a three-ply calculation for as many moves as possible during classical games. I have played some 30 plus 20 because there's more people on Lichess doing that than 30-30, okay? Interesting. Did a lot of work, that's what I see. Also, I mentioned we're doing this, we have these things called the workshops. We have all kinds of workshops. It's $75 a month. It's been really great. Anyways, I'm teaching one on the logical chess move by move. We've got a great group of people doing it. We're just doing 2 games a week. Great. It's been a beautiful experience for me to go through it. And also to see it through the eyes of people kind of around Beatpie's level. All right, so here we go. We're going to give him a follow. He said he's a little bit slow on doing his work. His tactics look like he's going to graduate again soon. Chess dads and moms, okay. Okay, so there we go. And my games. All right, let's take a look over here. So here he's talking about 3-ply calculation. This is a quick game, and we're going to say you need to work. You got to work on using your time, the tempo. Cool that he's doing mastering time. That's a course I did on Chessable that's part of this cohort. So you're doing fine, and you've transposed into a Sicilian. You play this interesting move. Okay, it's a little weird. Maybe knight c6, maybe d5. Good. And now white is going to sacrifice a pawn here, which is going to transpose to what's called the Smith-Morra gambit. And what's definitely challenging for you here is now you are down in time, and your queen is probably going to get whacked. So maybe chucking the pawn with d3 might have been better. All right. And this is terrible. So you are not developing when you do this. You need to play d6 and then knight f6. Poor move. Your queen was already a little funky. Queen a5, c7 looks better to me. Okay, sure. Good. I'm very happy you brought the knight out. It was making me nervous. Poor, not developing. I guess. Actually, we should also ask. You write it here, actually, with b5. Could you have won the piece? To me, it looks like you're winning that piece. Okay. Now I'm a little nervous. Queen a5. Queen e4. And now knight takes f2. Okay, good move. Very nice. Cheap threat. Uh-oh, we blew it. We blew it. So one of the things that we got to say, the main reason you blew this, okay, was your time usage. That's why. Don't think about it as anything else. You need to learn to think. You haven't learned to think yet. Okay? Wasn't a poor game. I thought you played No clubs, no games. Uh-oh. Damn it. I think my Twitch... Oh, I'm back, I guess. I'm back. For a second, it looked like I was out. All right, this is Mojo Dojo. This is pretty old, though, Mojo. That's why it's saying you don't have any games. So, yeah, we want more recent games when we do this game review show. So, Mojo, we're hoping to see you again. You're doing the work, though, bud. Look at that. You were definitely doing the work. Maybe you've either fallen off or stopped recording. Definitely fell off from doing these. I want to look at a more recent game. Okay, so here we go. We got Lee, and then I'm going to take a break. Lee doesn't say much at all. So let's go take a look at Lee. Beautiful graph. Beautiful graph. And I'm following them, which means that they graduated sometime earlier. We got some clubs, nothing. Games. It says they've got games, but they are ancient. All right. So what I'm going to do, my friends, is I'm going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back and do the rest here. You can hear it in my voice. JW, right. I missed it on Wednesday because I had this terrible illness, which I still got a little snot in there. But all right, I'll be back in a second. Don't have any feelings. Okay, this man is, I'm Darkshine. I think there might be Sunshine and there might be Darkshine. I don't know. But Darkshine is in the wrong cohort. Yeah, wrong cohort. Maybe, though. They were there and then they ungraduated themselves. I don't know. Let's give him a follow. He's got some recent games. I'll take a look, Darkshine. Just join the dojo. Now here you can see it. This is what I'm talking about. These people aren't thinking. Okay? They're not thinking. So we're going to leave this time thing up. This is no bueno. I like what you're doing. Your opponent's just not thinking at all. Now you got a great position. I don't know, Bishop G4. Now look, you've spent more time annotating this game than you did thinking about it. You know? That was poor. C takes D4. Why did you do that? You still have a nice position. That you wanted to stop by C5. So Rook B8 was also poor. Poor, I don't know. That was unnecessary. Yeah, knight b3 is fine. Again, this is happening because you're not thinking. Queen c4 is probably better, or queen b7. I like f6. I don't like that move. Now, maybe I do, actually. Maybe I do. And you're just not thinking here. Knight a5 looks crushing, right? Interesting move, bishop h4. I like this move. And that can, now you're just winning. That was the first move the time he thought when he was in trouble. And now you're winning this game. I don't know. Too fast. He's not thinking. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now you play queen g3, which is, yeah, you talk about queen 1. Why did this happen? Because you didn't use your time. Yeah, we wanted to talk about queen d7. He's just hanging all his stuff, and now that's not going to be it. Yeah. All right. Trade the queen, bud. Just trade the queen. You don't have to be fancy here. All right, we'll stop it there. You guys, use your time. Use your time. That's why it's there. It's not a blitz game. All right, next up we have Vipanasana. We'll give them a follow. It looks like maybe they made it and then also fell down. Trying to improve chess. Definitely working. Definitely working. Clubs, nothing. Games, loads. So this is Vipanasana. And let's see, look, this is a little ancient. Round robin. This is a little little bit more recent. Let's see here. And random online games. I guess this is the most recent, so we'll take this one. Oh, not annotated. So let's just see here. Not annotated. Vipanasana might not be annotating their games. Nothing. What should I do? I don't know. Let's go my games. Let's look at this OTB for a second. A random person. Also not annotated. So Vipanasana, we know what you need to do, bud. You need to annotate your games. That's a key part of improving. Even if you were, I don't know, a soccer player, you would review your games. You know? Anything. P. Perez, look at this guy. This guy's amazing. Let's read what he says. After Jesse's comments in my last graduation, I wanted to play more classical games. I switched to lichess, where I find it easier to find opponents for longer time controls, and have focused on classical for the last few weeks. Compared with rapid games, opponents are less likely to blunder, and opening theory knowledge is less relevant. The other change I have introduced in this cohort are the aim chess puzzles, which I discovered thanks to ChessCom. The defender and blunder prevention puzzles have been very helpful because they force me to think about my opponent's intentions on every move. I still have to finish a lot of material from the 11 to 1200 cohort. After the graduation, one of my goals is finding a chess club to play face-to-face instead of online. As a test this Saturday, I'm going to attend a chess workshop with my 9-year-old son. Nice. I continue to enjoy the dojo and would like to improve my chess further before AI takes over everything. Oh, man, it's going to kill us all, buddy. It's going to kill us all. All right, this is Pete Perez. Okay, beautiful. Now, as you can see, this man is working very hard. And I guess we can say this is when he got back to lichess, doing some classical. Hasn't done any OTB, but he's thinking strong on it. He's in the Spanish dojo. And this is an ancient game. Oh, no. So what's a bummer is he just played a longer game, but then this one's from months and months ago. Bummer. Okay, I do want to go over games that are recent. Bill says, great program, clearly defines steps and guidance for each strength level. Help identify exercises and practice areas needed for improvement. Thank you, Bill. All right, let's take a look. Bill joined fairly recently, and a little bit unclear what's going on with the rating graph to me, but okay. And working every day, doing, last week he did 16 hours, 12 hours, before that 11, 7, and 8. So he's ramping it up, and hopefully we'll get a graph going on here soon. New Hampshire. Now, Bill, say something. Say something about yourself. And then we got some games. And here we go. This is WTM. This is 60-30. Fine. And great clock usage. One of the things I want to stress is, as you go up the ladder, you will see that just a key difference is players who are stronger are generally using their times much better. Thank you, Sparky Sporky. Thank you very much. So let's get into this. A little weird. Knight C6. Usually you're going to want to use your C pawn. Yeah. So here, fine. Here, weird. C5, maybe a little weird. In general, I think especially after you've blown the tempo with A6, white would like to have the position stay open. Maybe I understand what he's doing. This isn't it. That's not it, though, is it? That's not it. Helping you develop. You're doing great. And you say knight takes E4. I'm pretty sure you mean knight takes D4. Good annotation. Now you're just winning on in terms of tempo here. This one, I don't know where you're going. Okay, so maybe this is one of the first moves we want to talk about. b5 is reasonable because you can't move your rook yet because of this. So with b5, you could start dreaming of this kind of stuff. The queen come in here, maybe b4 at some point. Yeah, I don't know what your knight's doing there. Oh, see, he played b5 anyway. That one makes me nervous, but okay. Okay, I like a5. What do I need? I need you to bring your knight back. Rook b5 made more sense. Okay, doubling the rooks. You say white's a little better. Notice, why is he better? It's because your knight's terrible. Okay. Now he's coming around. Good move. You take. It makes me a little nervous, but I think you're doing fine. e4, I don't know. This one, good move. Wait. Wait. You could have taken this pawn, buddy. Okay. It's weird, too, because you did use your time. Clever, maybe. Okay, you took. Maybe he could consider rook a8. I don't know what the knight's actually doing, even if it looks scary. Okay, now we got ourselves an interesting question. That isn't it. And now you could have taken and taken. Poor move, hanging the pawn. He doesn't see it. Now is he going to take it? Good move. Good move. Okay. This is generally a draw with opposite color bishops, but at this level, anything can happen. Good move. Good move. All right, so we get a draw eventually. Black wins. Oh my gosh. Now, one of the things I want you guys to see here is this is very much a draw. But white is going to be moving too quickly here. So notice that time graphs from both sides, honestly, are going up after this. And white is just like, oh, I don't have to think about it. King h7 is honestly a debatable move. It's not clear your king wants to go there, but it has one cheap threat. So one of the things we see with the endgame is people stop thinking, and it's a little bit because they're tired. There's other reasons too. All right, now could black hold this? I think no. I think this is gone. If the bishop were a light square bishop, and this were a light square pawn, then this would be the wrong color. But as it is, it ain't gonna be happy. Yeah. All right. Well done. We'll mark that as reviewed. So that is Bill here. Just joined the dojo. He's doing pretty good, man. He's doing pretty good. I thought that was a well-played game. All right. Now, the next people, till the very end, don't have any games, but we're just going to look at them real quick here. So there's Tristan, and he's been working pretty hard. And we got some clubs, nothing. Games. Yeah, ancient games. So that's why the algo is not showing me anything. Tristan, we want to see some games from you, bud. We want to see some games from you. You are making amazing progress. Also, at your level, you should consider doing some OTB. Next up, we have Aries Chess. That's kind of a nice name. Just started. And he's a Dutch player. As we go up the ladder, we'll see more and more people using an OTB. Clubs, maybe a Dutch dojo. Put that Dutch dojo on there, Aries Chess. So this has a game, but it's from last year, so we want something more recent. But Aries Chess, great, buddy. Great. Next up, we have the famous Blood Queen. Is this the famous Blood Queen? Hold on. Now, I don't know if this is the Blood Queen. think it might be. I think it might be the famous Blood Queen. So, let's just go click to see if this is the famous Blood Queen. Anushka, it is, okay. Anushka is both a friend to the dojo and somebody who's using the program. She's a streamer, definitely check her out. And she is improving, look at that, dramatically. Really cool that she's using the program. I've yet to meet her, which is, I guess I've met her online, but I haven't met her IRL, but maybe someday. She's in the Streamers Club. Who's in the Streamers Club? I guess I'm in the Streamers Club too. Look at that. We got Matt, Blood Queen, Angel. There we go. I don't really think of myself as a streamer, but if I do this show enough, I guess I turn into one. Look at that. Loads of games. Really cool to see. And look at that. She's got a game against Houseline. He's big in the dojo. One thing I would like from Anushka is if she joined our game and review, and we could set her up for a free account with that, because I know she could. She's helped us out with some socials in the past. All right, so we got all this stuff from 2025. Let's click into My Games. And let's see, this says, it's kind of weird. Okay, wait, yeah, she doesn't have any new games, dude. Wait a second. Anushka. No, I want to look at one of your games, Anushka. Hold on. This is all fun games I'm proud of. Is also ancient. So it looks like she hasn't done anything recently. Oh, I really want to look at, well, let's look at one, just because she's a friend of the dojo here. We'll mark it as reviewed. And here we go. So this is a OTB, and anybody can write down their times. Good move so far. Good. Fine. Should be 7. Queen C2. Knight E5 is a good move too. C6, a little passive. And now Bishop F4. She says, why not? I agree. You could consider E4. You could consider Knight E5. In a way, that can't be wrong. And black plays Knight F8, which is honestly like a kind of a known maneuver. So we're playing against a pretty high-level opponent. Well, I said that, but then they played Knight H5, which doesn't make sense to me. Knight E6 makes sense to me. All right, so we go back. No trade for you. And this move is very hard for me to understand. I guess maybe they're thinking like, oh, I'm going to do this kind of thing. But their knight was already reasonable on F6, and this knight wanted to go to E6. Now, knight B1 is a fancy move. I kind of like it. Black's next move is a blunder. Needs to try rook C8. And then we want some analysis about how that would go. Okay, so great. What's great about that is she's not afraid of rook c8 because she's seeing knight takes e7. And here, I think black is truly in big trouble because it's not just a pawn, but now this guy's really weak. And this is a nice move. So black can ostensibly get the pawn back, but then the black squares will be really bad. Black says, I don't want it. Weird not to play rook a8. Queen d2. Oh yeah, that's not it. Good. Well, you're doing great here, so it's hard to criticize bishop h3. But this bishop was was doing some. Good. Snip, snap. Good. Notice black is not sensitive to the fact that they could have fixed their knight immediately. Good moves, very nice. Like, why would you ever play this? Well, because, I don't know. It would be good to see the timestamps here. Good. Good move. Now, knight a4 is a little weird, but I can get behind it. E4 speaks to me a little more. Oh, that's not it. Good moves. Great. That wasn't it. Boom. This guy was really old, and I felt kind of bad for him. Well, Anushka, when you play me and I'm really old, are you going to feel bad for me too? Yeah. Okay. So, Anushka, I really thinking too, couple things. You should join this game in review. All you need to do is set that up. Write one of us, and we can set that up. Maybe actually, I'm gonna send you a Discord message. So we'll say write Anushka, aka Blood Queen. We're doing this great thing with the game in review and the workshops. Been going great. So that's really a place for us to do a little bit. Like, for example, here, I'm just kind of superficially looking at a profile and then maybe a game. And obviously, I don't have that much time, but in the game in review, we're doing that really deep with a cohort of people around the whatever level it is we're at. So that's been a beautiful thing. It is indeed the Blood Queen. Yes, right. Says Mr. J. Chess King. Okay, so beautiful. Now we got Alex. Alex doesn't say anything here. And we'll give him a follow. I've actually been with the dojo a while, but not logging too much stuff. I assume not many games either. No. So Alex, I love that you're here. It would be great if you logged some stuff and put some games in. Next up, we got Represso. Represso, dude, is a master of graduation. Warwick University. I remember this. When you read this, I'm either studying, sleeping, or playing chess. And look at this. We're going to pop this out. Bang! That is Represso, my friends. And look at that. Look at all those graduations. Boom. He was 800, 900. Boom, 900, 1,000. Boom, 11, 12. Boom, 12, 13. Boom, 13, 14. Boom, 14, 15. Boom, 17, 18. He just jumped one. And then now, 18, 19. Very impressive. And there's a couple ways in which this is impressive. Number one, from someone of his generation to now do it ECF. Very impressive. And I'm pretty sure, I don't have the greatest memory, but I'm pretty sure that when he started, he was doing an online rating, and now it's just this ECF. So that's totally stunning. The work ethic, yeah, everything going on here is very impressive. He's been 15 hours, 14 hours, 37 hours. Dang, that man's working. All right. So let's go take a look at his games. He's been doing it. So this is an OTB British Chess Championship 2026 qualifier. And notice he put in the times himself, so this is great. All right. This is actually a really interesting move order. I did some work with this new thing. We got CloudDB. I'm going to do a deeper dive on it in a video coming out soon. But its claims, the CloudDB claims that this move order is totally fine for black, which I would have just immediately said white has to be a little bit better here. But it's saying it's fine, which for French players is something very interesting. Okay, interesting. Can't be bad. It could be bad, actually. C5. This doesn't look right. And now, boom. Nice. And he uses this, you know he's been reading chess books if he uses the word small tactics. Yeah. So well done. And now black really blows it. There's no way that that's right. So now the knight fixes itself. And now he does this. And I guess we're going to say he's positionally, black is now positionally toast. Okay, now you took, and like rook e1 better. I think there's a strong argument to be made that bishop f5 is a winning position. It's very powerful because then after e4, this bishop will be let loose. Oh, it looks evil. That looks really evil. Yeah, so I like bishop f5 a lot. I like bishop f5 a lot. Okay. You're clearly better here. All right, queen e7, queen e2. This makes me a little nervous, putting the queen on the same file here. Yeah, I'm nervous that we're not crushing him as much as we deserve to be crushing him. So boom, 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 and now queen d8. And you say d6 would have been the right way to play. You'd need some cojones to play like this, my friend. Maybe you can do it this way. You need to really see this, though, because the point is we're threatening that. Okay, but now, to be fair, this was your intention when you played bishop takes d6. Good. d1. The other one was pretty involved, my friend. It was pretty involved. Okay. Rook d8. We could talk about other things for him. a4. I don't know. King h8 makes me nervous. And now he's going to do this thing I really don't like. Queen d6. What he should be thinking of is putting his knight somehow here. That's queen d6 is a terrible move. I don't understand queen e4. Don't we want to set up knight e4 at some point? A lot of these moves look kind of weird to me. You say, okay. Now he's going to have to bring his king back. Knight e8. Maybe a reasonable move. g4. I don't understand. I thought your idea was going to be to play king e5 there. Oh, yeah. No, black is doing okay now. Okay, so something like king d8, sure. I don't think you have anything anymore. All right, so you think this is funky. It's very thematic for black. One of the things for Presso that I think, this was some feedback on, is that it's very common for players who are developing not to have a sense of how to play the end game. And there's a number of moves here that feel planless to me from you, right? But I think annotations like this are a great place to start. Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine this being lost for black. For example, h4, he's achieved this break. He's going to have some play over there, like rook f7. Isn't he doing okay? We'll have some counterplay over here. All right, check. You said snip, snop. Okay. Yeah, because you got this question. How come? My internet is down or something, man. My internet is hosed. My internet is host. My internet is host. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Um. So. So, all right. This is a very instructive position. Black is very close to getting the blockade, but you're coming in with king c5, and if it can't be stopped, it's true. It just can't be stopped. This is a nice variation. That's very nice. Yeah, problems. Yeah, very nice. Okay, that's how you learn to play end games. Yeah. Good. Poor. That doesn't look right. Now he's getting counterplay. That doesn't look right. Yeah, king d7. So notice the fundamental error here is he's not thinking about being a blockader to the d pawn. Good. I'd be interested in at least talking about d6. That's fancy, rook c6. That's very fancy. So then you talk about c3, d6, c2, king e3. Oh, this one you're going to win. Very interesting. Okay. Boom, boom. Holy moly, here we go. Check. Wow, very impressive game. Very impressive game. Yeah. So some planlessness in the end game, but one of the things I want to stress is you still ended up playing better than your opponent. And one of the things to say is, first of all, you could have taken a little bit more time in general. I think you're aware of that. And then also, the thing to recognize is that your opponents, just like you, aren't going to have experience playing the end game. And so if you can annotate these games, get good at it, well, you're going to advance. And Represso, you're obviously already advancing. You're already advancing. Okay, so amazing. We got one more. It's them Dojo prescribed mates, Anurag says. He's at 2,000, 2,100. Let's go take a look. Give him a follow from India. He's also a streamer. 2019. Beautiful. Now, one thing we'll say is here his FIDE is much lower. This is a trap. This is a trap up there, too, being so high on the Chess.com Rapid. I encourage you. I encourage you to realize that this is a little bit meaningless. And one of the things we actually do at the dojo is we say, really, over 2,000 dojo, you need to have an OTB rating. And one of the things we're going to get a pod going, I think, on Tuesday about the rating translations. And we just had this new one done for us. by this amazing guy. And one of the things he said was there's the correlations for Lichess Classical and Chess.com Rapid above 2100 don't make any sense. Above 2100 Chess.com don't make any sense. Like, they don't correlate. We'll talk more about exactly what that means. He'll be able to explain it better than me. Anurag, give us a club. Here he's got some games. And all right, let's take a look. This is an online game, obviously. And we'll take a look here. Now, one of the typical things, online game, person's not thinking. Either one of them. Very typical. People are distracted in the online games. Okay, good move so far. And this is typical here, this kind of mistake where a guy needs to play d6 first and doesn't do it. Why? Because he's moving too fast, 12 seconds here. And then you respond quickly with not playing e5. And look, you can still do it. You can still play e5 right here. And he finally plays d6. And so now we're back to a more regular business. This move I don't like. Keres came up with a system with queen e3. Just doesn't make sense to not develop your queen here. f3 looks wrong. And now we're worried about some kind of touching c4 and business. So rook a c8 would be my main first question. Right? So what does black do? Loses time. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm hoping people see. Like, if you play a 2,000 FIDE player, they're going to be taking their time. They're not going to be missing the e5 stuff. This is why the online rating business is not accurate. Queen b3, doesn't like it. Boom. Boom. So the question is, though, if knight d5 works, maybe he has something better than b5. All right, so here we go. Boom. It's getting spicy now. And now, very typical, he can win the tempo with rook a b8, and he's like, no, I don't want to win the tempo. I don't know. It looks like you want a pawn to me. And now you just have a winning position, honestly. a4. Okay, I think that's fine. Great. Looks amazing. That finally, we get to play the e5 we always dreamed of. Here, bishop d4 looks stronger than f4 to not allow f6. He's just, notice his king is poor now in this coming endgame. That wasn't it. He had to try something like rook b4. Now the guy, got a nice move coming. One of the reasons rook b7 is not correct mundo is you don't want your rook in front of the pawn. So he talks about rook d7 being the move. That seems fine to me. Okay, we could also analyze some other stuff too. Look at this move. That's some dirt, bro. That's some dirt. That's somebody, when you set that thing up, you've done a lot of Puzzle Rush, my friend. You've done a lot of Puzzle Rush. Let's play it through again. That was pretty good, man. That was pretty good. And now he doesn't even resign. You know, he doesn't even resign. I'm going to resign for him, though. I'm going to say that was an excellent one-shotter. So we have some grief with that game. Definitely encourage you to, it's great that you're playing the longer, but notice, like, this guy wasn't even thinking, and you weren't really either. So it's time, if you want your chess to improve, you're going to have to play some people that are actually thinking. But rook b8 definitely speaks to tactical skill and maybe also the word cunning to set it up. That's definitely cunning. And Valutna's in the chat. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to be out of here. I barely survived this week. I'm normally going to be here on Wednesday. That's when I do the grad stream. All right, my friends, I'm going to raid somebody. We're going to raid, let's raid Lafeng Hua, friend of the dojo. And yeah, you guys, check out our new live classes. Obviously, the dojo as well. The live classes, though, we really going deep. It's been really great. And I'll talk to you guys all on, oh, it says invalid username. Lefeng. There we go. Yeah. So check out the dojo. Check out our game and review. We also have these workshops where we got GM Josh Friedel. I am Tatev Abrahamian, myself, Kostya. We're going to maybe add some people soon as well. All right, bye, everybody.